Now on CoastTV News.
Protest rule passed. What restrictions were changed for Ocean View's protest? Teenager arrested in a Lewes shooting. What Lewes police say led to the arrest. Delaware State Park permits for sale for the first time in 10 years. A change made to those permits. We have that change next.
And we are watching out for a round of rain that pay us a visit on Wednesday, making it a bit raw as well as wet.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson. Christina DeRobertis is on assignment tonight. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with new protesting rules in Ocean View. In July, the town first passed a set of rules around protesting. Some of those rules included for protests with more than 10 people, you had to pay up to $150 in fees to get a permit. The ACLU of Delaware said the rules were against the First Amendment. That caused the town council to review the new rule, and that rule was changed today. There was applause from a few people inside Town Hall today when that rule passed. Some of the new changes that were made by town council was lowering fees to apply for a permit to protest from $150 down to $25. Also, a permit is needed now for a gathering of over 50 people, not the original number of 10. And now face coverings are allowed in protest. Those were originally banned.
Yeah, I do. I think the town should know what's happening and when, and make sure everything's in place for people to be safe and speak their mind.
The town council made it clear that the new guidelines only apply to town property. Council members said they do not have any jurisdiction on protests happening near state roads in Ocean View. The ACLU of Delaware released this statement today about the new rules. Quote, ACLU DE is pleased that Ocean View has addressed our concerns and worked to ensure there will be no infringement on First Amendment rights for protesters. End quote. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know what matters most in a protest ordinance to you. Let's take a look at the updated results from our 6 p.m. newscast. So far, 56% saying free speech with 42% saying public safety. And we do have a comment tonight from Andrew in Dagsboro. He says, quote, imposing what is essentially a tax on free speech is both an oxymoron and unconstitutional. If you haven't voted yet, you still can on coasttv.com or on our mobile app. A heads up for people looking to visit Delaware State Parks. Today, permits go on sale, but for the first time in 10 years, daily entrance and annual pass fees have changed. Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber spoke with people at the park about increases and shows us how much more you'll have to pay.
If you are looking to visit one of Delaware's 17 state parks, it will cost you more. Since 2015, fees to attend parks have stayed the same, but over the last decade, DNREC says operating costs have increased by 127%. According to DNREC, the changes include in-state daily entrance fee for inland parks went from $4 to $5, beach parks from $5 to $10. Out-of-state daily entrance fee for inland parks went from $8 to $10, beach parks from $10 to $20. Annual pass fees for in-state visitors went from $35 to $50, and for out-of-state it went from $70 to $100. And park-goers like Sandra Sparks are not surprised the prices went up.
I think that with everything else going up, I'm not surprised that prices have gone up. I do hope that prices going up mean they can start to put some waste cans around here.
DNREC says state parks are 65% self-funded, and Christopher Chandler says an increase is well worth it.
I buy 2 years at a time, and I feel like it's a very fair price for what you get out of it.
Permits are now available to be purchased for the 2026 season on the Delaware State Parks website. For Coast TV News, I'm Elisa Weber.
Now let's take a live look outside into Lewes. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now for a look at the weather. And Paul, it's getting cold out there.
And so much that we actually have on the most southern tip of the peninsula a concern for black ice. We'll take a look at that in a moment. First of all, Ocean City, 35 degrees. We'll drop to 34 with partly cloudy skies by 3 o'clock. Now here's where we stand right now. We're at 32 degrees in Millsboro as well as Georgetown and Redden. Now, as far as what it feels like right now, the winds are coming out of the southwest, but about 12 miles per hour, 20 actually, Indian River Inlet, and that's why I feel like 25 degrees there right now, but it feels like 22 in Georgetown. So here's a look at what's happening right now. We're looking relatively clear. We have great concern for gale force winds. Okay, so we have a gale wind warning in effect for Wednesday for the coast force in Sussex, as well as Ocean City down towards Chincoteague. Then this just came across a few moments ago. A special weather statement for the most southern portions of our peninsula, Little Johnstown and Eastville. Special weather statement because they're concerned about black ice forming in this part of the Delmarva Peninsula. So it lets us know that we have concerns with that. And since we have a little rain expected our way, Brandon, tomorrow we could see a bit of a refreezing that will occur, and we'll talk about the timing of the rain and the cold air that will immediately follow behind it.
Thank you, Paul. We'll keep an eye on that rain. On your screen now is the Jefferson Apartments in Lewes. This is where police say a shooting happened on Black Friday. Authorities say a teenager fired a, quote, assault-type rifle into a second-floor apartment. A 10-year-old inside was hit and airlifted to AI DuPont's Children's Hospital, where they remain in serious but stable condition. 4 other people were unharmed in the apartment. After a multi-day investigation, Lewes police arrested a 17-year-old from Ellendale. He now faces multiple felony charges, including first-degree assault, reckless endangerment, and possession of a firearm during a felony. In Bethany Beach, the town council meets next week to discuss 2 DelDOT contracts totaling almost $460,000 for upgrades along Route 26 at that location on your screen now. The plan includes improvements at the Route 26 and Kent Avenue intersection. The town would pay about $183,000 while DelDOT manages the work and inspections. That meeting takes place Monday at 10 a.m. in Bethany Beach. Maryland Governor Wes Moore has signed an executive order calling a special session of the Maryland General Assembly. Lawmakers will return to Annapolis to elect a new House Speaker after Adrena Jones announced last week she would step down following 6 years in the role. The General Assembly may also take up other unfinished business ahead of the 2026 session. That special session will meet next Tuesday, while that regular session begins January 14th. In Georgetown, the cottage homes you see on your screen are model homes. These homes cover anywhere from 450 square feet to 800 square feet per house. Georgetown Town Council just approved an ordinance last night for the group building these cottages to move forward with a plan to build around 20 more of these homes. CoastTV News reporter Nicole Richter shows us what has to happen next for this project.
More homes coming to Georgetown. That's the likely outcome of a town council vote Monday that approved a land use change for a cottage community.
The cottage homes are very much a necessity here.
The plan from the nonprofit Little Living calls for building up to 23 homes here on this 2-acre piece of land.
It's a real challenge, and so we wanted to fill that void, and in that void we found that we can help working families and individuals, seniors, and veterans. You know, it's just different categories of people that are often forgotten.
But it's not a done deal yet. The proposal still needs additional approvals from the town of Georgetown before a final decision is rendered. For Tom Caffrey, who previously experienced homelessness, the project represents hope for more accessible housing.
These homes are a positive thing to get us off of the streets. Affordability matters. Affordability matters.
But not everyone is on board. One woman we spoke with off camera worries they will make traffic worse. Still, Little Living says that their goal for this project is to bring new life back into Georgetown.
Now, just to be clear, the vote that approved the ordinance didn't guarantee construction. The plans now go to the town's planning commission, and if they reject it, the town council can still overturn it. They say they have the final call. In Georgetown, I'm Nicole Richter, Coast TV News.
DNREC is warning residents and hunters after a presumptive bird flu case was found in a snow goose in Kent County. They say people should avoid handling sick or dead birds, keep children and pets away, and backyard flocks should stay in outdoor coops. Poultry and eggs should be cooked to 165 degrees, and waterfowl hunting reopens on December 17th for ducks and on December 20th for Canada geese, with hunters urged to follow safety and guidance. And we are just getting started here on Coast TV News at 11. Coming up, people are continuing to walk along the boardwalk in Ocean City. One corporation is asking Ocean City to bring the tram back. But first, next up is Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams with a check on your forecast.
So the cold weather, it's not necessarily going anywhere. It's just going to get a tad better with a chance of rain, so the rain won't turn into ice or snow. But then we're going to take a nosedive right back into the cellar with all of the temperatures, and I'm going to show you just how low we will indeed go. So in Lewes, holding at 34 degrees right now with the winds out of the south, and that's our only bright spot in this, is that the winds are going to be southerly, at least for Wednesday. Temperatures in the 30s. You see, we started off at 20 degrees this morning in Georgetown for the morning low, 18 in Easton, for example, 21 Cambridge, 20 Salisbury, 25 the low in Ocean City, and 24 Wallops Island. We are currently either at freezing, slightly above it, or slightly below it with the temperature readings right now throughout the Delmarva Peninsula. The winds are picking up a little more momentum now at 18 miles per hour, for example, the gust in Millsboro. So it feels like 26 in Millsboro, but it feels like 22 degrees for the wind chill factor. In Georgetown, it feels like 24 degrees right now, Indian River Inlet. We have gale force winds to be concerned with for Wednesday. That means we're watching out for about 35 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts from, let's say, Lewes Beach all the way down towards Fenwick Island, and from Ocean City all the way down towards Chincoteague. Now, the most southern portion of the Delmarva Peninsula, now they're concerned about black ice with the refreezing of the water that's already been on the ground there. And we do have somewhat blustery conditions throughout the Chesapeake Bay area. This is that little sliver right there on the most bottom part of your screen. It's south of Melfa, so it's not in our immediate area, but it's something to take note of. You see, as you take a look at our expectations along the coast, we're expecting cloudy skies everywhere. Notice everybody's looking for about 50 degrees because we're all going to be under the same general blanket. 50 degrees, and the winds pushing out of the southwest at about 29 to 30 miles per hour. That's our only saving grace for Wednesday. Cloudy, not much in the way of sunshine, and winds out of the southwest, just as you see right here by noontime Wednesday. So it's going to feel just a little bit better. But that's going to be short-lived, because look what happens Thursday. The winds change direction, and direction is the key thing. It's coming out of the northwest, so it's bringing in Arctic air and it's pulling it right back in on us, okay? And that's going to make it feel cold going into Friday. Now, we do have a chance of rain trying to develop by Wednesday, particularly in the evening time, and we're looking at, I would say, annoying sprinkles and just a raw feel throughout most of the evening hours, starting in the afternoon, then evening. Then we clear out Thursday, and that clearing Thursday will set us up for cold to step right in. You see, Thursday, it's going to feel like 22 in Millsboro. Then Thursday night, it's going to feel like 20. And then Friday, we're back to the teens once again. Say hello to my teen friend here, okay? And it'll stick around all Friday, even going into the weekend. So that being said, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. It's just cold all over. I could just write cold across the whole thing, except I leave out Wednesday. And the only reason I leave out Wednesday is because it's going to be cloudy and the winds are out of the south. But that's going to stop on Thursday, so we're going to be cold for the rest of those days.
Thank you, Paul. We have an update to a story you first saw here on Coast TV. The Milford City Council gave the green light to the first step for the Carlisle Fire Department to build a new substation on Cedar Beach Road. The city says this new building would be in a quickly growing area and help make response times for the volunteer fire company faster.
Having to run out to the fire hall, get in the fire truck, get your gear on, and then come back south of town, it takes some time. So we've seen, you know, we want to make sure that the fire department can get there as quickly as possible. So the substation would definitely accommodate that.
The proposal will be on the planning and zoning agenda later this month, with final consideration by City Council at its first meeting in January. Delaware Electric Cooperative says its Beat the Peak program saved members nearly $4 million in 2025 by encouraging energy use reductions during peak demand. The voluntary program first launched in 2008. Members in Kent and Sussex counties continue to raise thermostats or delay using major appliances on the hottest days since it began. The program has saved members more than $46 million and is now used by over 100 not-for-profit utilities nationwide. Coming up, people walking along the boardwalk in Ocean City. We have one corporation that's asking for the tram back.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
It was a tragic accident. A 2-year-old boy was killed by the Ocean City tram back in August of last year, and ever since then, the tram has been shut down. In fact, eventually the town decided to permanently ban trams on the boardwalk, but one corporation now is asking the town to reconsider that decision. The president of OCDC tells us that the letter they sent to the town explained how essential the tram was to downtown Ocean City and asked if a safer tram service could be a possibility in the future. Joe Wilson, the president of the Ocean City Development Corporation, says that the tram service was an important part of the boardwalk, especially for getting people up and down the over 2-mile stretch of boardwalk. Jill and Rick Bear hope the town brings back some form of transportation.
They should bring it back for the elderly and the disabled so they can see the beauty and the length of the boardwalk.
According to Ocean City manager Terry McKean, he says that the tram as we know it will not be coming back. The town is exploring possible alternatives, but with nothing finalized, he says not to expect any changes coming for this summer. Coming up next in sports, girls basketball highlights in Delaware. One local team is starting their season at the top of their conference. We are so grateful for this time of year and collecting donations for Bless Our Children that ensure all children get a gift on Christmas morning, though through nonprofits here on Delmarva. And here's a look at some of the people making that happen.
We really want to thank the businesses, groups, and individuals who have stepped up to the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000 to the Bless Our Children campaign.
Here's the Shell Brothers Honor Roll in order of amounts given in increments of $1,000.
In loving memory of Stacy Dorsch.
Atlantic Community Thrift Shop.
Boggs Dish Haroon Post number 123.
Ocean City Elks Lodge number 2645.
Clark & Sons Garage Doors. James Maloney.
Eastern Shore Corvette Club Incorporated.
Cape Henlopen Elks 2540.
Seaboard Billboard Boat.
In memory of Carolyn Lehman Johnson.
Right Locations, Inc.
Pat Littleton and Steve Rosenberry.
Michael and Nancy West. Edward Jones Office of Melinda Tingle.
Sons and Daughters of Italy of Ocean City Lodge number 2474.
Tony Tank Tribe number 149. Midway Par 3.
Inspiration Health Services LLC. Sugar and Gas Home and Comfort Products.
Donna Sackett and John Parker.
Apgar Turf Farm Inc.
Chesapeake Urology. Doctors Mark Edney, Mark Shimko, Alyssa Gracely, and Jason Smith.
CJ's Beach Space.
In honor of Billo Hickman, Peninsula Imaging LLC.
Painting in America Made Great Again, Earl Johnson Painting.
In memory of Jean G. and John D. Henry.
Mr. and Mrs. R. Dean Goldsboro.
Evergreen Lodge number 153.
Janosic Family Charitable Foundation Fund.
Emery's General Service of Millsboro.
Willard's Lions Club. Sean Knoll Ways Limitless Worldwide.
Wheels That Heal Car Club.
Chesapeake Waste Industries.
Wacomico Lodge number 91 AF and AM.
Rotary International Lewes Rehoboth Beach Rotary Club.
Preston Gromark FS.
Pocomoke Elks Lodge number 1624.
American Legion Cinnapunxon Post number 166.
Fillmore Day Real Estate Services LLC.
Accurate Termite and Pest Control.
Delaware Improved Order of Red Men and Degree of Pocahontas.
Idlewild Brewerton Club.
Hawker's Supermarkets.
DJVO Entertainment.
Murray's Residential Service, Dennis and Barbara Murray.
Allen Corman & Son, Inc.
Antique Alley of Bridgeville in memory of Ron Hatfield.
Eastern Shore Auctions by Willie Benton.
ASAP Pumping and ASAP Total Disposal.
Absolute PDR, Dwayne and Brandy Geis.
David and Luis.
Tylerton Church, Inc. Contractors for a Cause.
Queen City Elks Lodge number 1051.
AccuTrench Contracting LLC.
IV Solutions.
Terra Firma of Delmarva Paving.
Crowley Associates Realty, Inc.
ABC Refrigeration, Inc. of Bishopville, Maryland.
BYOC Build Your Own Cookie, Chincoteague and West OC.
Corrado Construction Company.
The Caronville Foundation.
Tops Cutoff DJ Services and Recording Studio.
Redmond of Delaware Orphans Board.
HVAC Services Unlimited, Inc.
Shore Fund Tractor Pullers.
Eastern Shore Region Antique Automobile Car Club. Harry and Jenny Davis.
Collins Wharf Sod.
Brittany McKinley, in loving memory of Ava Lee Quinn, Jim and Nancy McKinley.
Missionary Baptist Church.
Selbyville Elks Lodge, number 2173.
King Crop Insurance in memory of Bonnie King.
Sons of the American Legion, number 123. Richard Jordan, in memory of Maurice and Pearl Jordan.
Liberty Concrete and Home Enhancements, LLC.
Chris Contracting, Inc.
Dagsboro Paint and Wallpaper.
In memory of Cecily Witt.
Dance Conservatory and Ballet Theater of Dover.
O.T. Beauchamp Jr., American Legion Post, 94.
Lewes Rehoboth Moose Lodge 646.
Hastings Marine Construction.
June and John Lewis Jr.
Paula Kelly of Elite Lending Services, LLC. Don and Stephanie McIntaffer.
Delmarva Art and Wool Expo.
Towers Concrete Products, Inc.
G.R. Campbell Construction.
Allen Lions Club.
Zion Church of Salisbury Women of Faith.
Coastline Sunrooms and Awnings.
The Riverside Grill.
Pools, pavers, and more.
Harborside Bar and Grill.
Bob Willie and Sons, Inc.
Hickman Beach Plaza.
Preston R. Smith, Plumbing and Heating.
Rich and Karen Gollin.
American Legion Nanacoke Squadron number 6.
Historical Vintage Car Club of Delaware Incorporated.
B&R Auto Parts, Inc.
Joan W. Jenkins Foundation Incorporated.
Jolly Roger Amusement Parks.
Mike Singleton and Sons Pest Control Company.
Mount Zion Holiness Church, Inc.
Paul Morin's Floor and Wall Design.
R.D. Greer and Sons Co.
Shore United Bank. Michael Kaviachin, Realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty.
Holly Lake Campsites and Holly Lake Grill.
Paradise Plumbing Incorporated.
Daisy's Well Drain.
Coastal Towing and Auto Repair, Lewes.
Murray Sod Farm.
Monell and Sons Trucking Incorporated.
Donna Dorman Adams.
We appreciate all of you stepping up to the Shell Brothers Challenge as a part of our Bless Our Children campaign.
If you'd like to help, send your card and donation to Bless Our Children in care of WBOC at 1729 North Salisbury Boulevard, Salisbury, Maryland 21801, or you can donate on our website, blessourchildren.org.
Thank you for helping make this season merrier for children on Delmarva. Happy holidays.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
And as the holiday season is here, so is the return of our holiday house. Let's take a look at tonight's picture. Let's take a look at sent in by Valerie Phillips. A nice looking tree there out of Hurlock. She says it's the most wonderful time of the year. Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to you, Valerie, and thank you again for showing us your home. And we want to see how you're decking the halls all season long. Send us your photos and videos by going to coasttv.com/holidayhouse, and you might see them on TV.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening, sports fans. We've got girls basketball on deck between Odessa and Mount Pleasant. Up in Wilmington, Delaware, the Mount Pleasant Green Knights hosted the Odessa Ducks for some girls basketball. We're going to start things off with Tori Richardson laying in the deuce. Now it is time for Taylor Coleman, left alone and way too easy on the fast break. Richardson again out ahead in front of everybody, laying in for two. Amari Scott putting points on the board on the other side for the Green Knights. Top the key, knocking it down from Tripletown. Now it's Aria Sophia going for a long jumper, and it is nothing but net. Richardson, we're going to hear her name a ton in these highlights. She would pick up the call and has that answer in the corner. It is good for the Ducks. Richardson, again, I sound like a broken record, but she was everything for this team here tonight, laying it in around everybody, and she would stay hot all night long. Richardson showing she can score from anywhere on the court. Now it's Eliana Zietler for the bucket. For the Ducks, she's able to get it easily. Amari Scott back at it again, trying to try her luck from a three-point land for the Green Knights. She would do exactly that. Odessa, though, coming out on top in this matchup, big time, 76-19. For more highlights, stories, full games, and so much more, make sure to subscribe to DSM Plus today and follow us on social media at Delmarva Sports. That'll for us for now. Have a great night, everybody.
It's just uncomfortably cold no matter how you slice it, and we're watching out for a chance of rain developing on Wednesday. But right now in Dover, we're staying just 1 degree above freezing, but we're going to stay right there most of the night with mostly cloudy skies. You know, we had started off at 20 degrees this morning, and it wasn't a record low, just felt like it. Gale wind warnings in effect for us around the entire peninsula. Please keep that in mind. That being the case, James Rittingham is our umbrella winner, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, is up next. We'll see you tomorrow morning for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.